sorry to say, it sounds like you're only a grift. Tell me what's going on.
2 years ago, I left my ex's house and started living here at 6. Bad situation there. My dad decided to stay with my ex and continue residing in his home. And 6 months after.
Wait a minute, who's home?
My ex, Bradley McNeese.
Okay, so your father was living with Bradley McNeese.
We were all living together. I moved out.
Right.
And then he continued living with my ex.
Your ex, okay, fine.
So when my ex.
And now you are living at a different place than Brian.
Brad, yes.
And that is okay.
About 6 months after I moved out, Brad decided to sell his home.
Okay.
In which case my dad was still there and didn't really make any attempts to move back into his own home. And I let him come and stay with my house with me, and it was supposed to be a temporary thing, and with the idea that he was going to go back to his own home. He has a house that he owns in Wajack, Michigan, and I'm trying to raise my 2 children and my nephew, single mom thing, and he is not being a support, encouragement, or help in much in any way. He's kind of residing in the storage space in my basement, and I've asked him if over the winter months I'd like for you to please move back into your own home, and he chose to do nothing about moving back into his own home. I'm just asking him to be responsible for himself, and to do it legally, I had to come and give him a 30-day notice to quit. I did that in March 4th. I gave him the notice to quit, and then we've had 2 Zoom hearings with you, and just.
You're fit to be tied.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What do you have to say?
Well, I was paying her rent, and plus
But that's okay. She decided to end that arrangement. Even if you were paying her rent, she gave you a notice to quit, right?
yeah, middle of winter.
So
My house isn't habitable right now
that's why is that her concern?
because there's no furnace working there, and
Why is that her concern?
water shut off.
Why is that her concern?
No,
What, let me ask you, what gives you the right to stay and require your daughter to bring a lawsuit against you to do the right thing?
I don't know.
I don't either. Do you have back rent owed?
I told him last month that if he needed to put that money of rent towards doing what he needs to do to get his house functioning again, then I would allow him to do that. So he's been paying me rent up to last month, and I said, if you need that extra money to get a dumpster.
What's the time frame?
I wanted him all that. I've asked him multiple times, multiple occasions. I've had this conversation with him.
You're not asking for any money. You're just asking for your home.
Just asking. I don't want him out of my life. I just need him out of my house. He's not setting a good example for my children. When I ask him to help with the dishes or something, it might take him 3 days to finally do the dishes. Trying to teach my kids responsibilities and such. It's just not a very good example to have for those responsibilities.
No. It sounds like he's not particularly interested in being part of your life. I'm sorry to say. It sounds like you're only a grift. He's just going to take advantage of you until you use legal means to get rid of him.
That's why I'm here today, sir.
Yeah, I know. And I'm very sorry that you have had to resort to this. I find it tragic. It's obviously upsetting to you. to require a child to do this. I find it unconscionable.
I don't just stay there, I contribute, I buy groceries and cook them too.
Sir, she's asked you to leave. And you haven't left. When she moved out, you stayed with her ex. I mean, what is that saying? I don't think you obviously don't. You haven't presented me a legal basis to stay, and it's obvious that you you have zero respect for your daughter. I just don't understand that. She's here trying to be nice to you, even now, when you are being a loathsome person, when you are being a freeloader. And she's still trying to be nice to you. I can enter it. You can have possession in 10 days. The court will issue the order. You can leave the court. And I, again, extend my apology that you had to go through this sort of a process. I'm just sorry. Very sorry.
Thank you, sir.
The court will issue the order. You don't have to prepare anything. You can leave the court.